Hey everyone, James and Maria from the Pax8 Academy down in APAC. Just providing some updates heading into March of all the activities we're doing. It's been such a crazy year already and had so much success with people watching our February try to keep everyone up to date. So we thought we'd keep doing it and share some information. And what better way to start than to dive into the instructor-led courses we're doing and going to do, Maria? What have we got in store?
We've got a big month this month. Starting off with project management. Who doesn't love a great project? They can be really profitable if they're managed well. So this month we've got Nathan introducing partners to managing great projects, making money off your projects, which will be fantastic for everybody. So that kicks off on the 28th of February. So it's a February course, but it's really a March course because it's running the first 2 weeks of March.
It's a problem that I come across in all my conversations is projects is the issue that we don't talk about, that thing that not many MSPs do very well. And honestly, it's basically because we don't have the structures and the people that we've put in place to run the project delivery haven't been set up to succeed. So we're finding these sort of courses are really hitting the mark to help those people understand a bit better, and understanding changes the world.
Definitely. So that's we've got some real excitement about that. A number of partners have signed up, and everyone's getting keen to learn more about successful projects, more than just projects. So that'll be a really good one. And then backing off the end of that, the next week after that one finishes, in the middle of March, we have our service management course, which again, service desk. Who doesn't want to get the most out of their service desk? It's such a huge part of any MSP business. It is integral. And Nathan, again, is the instructor on that one because he's super passionate about service management. Successful projects, service management, it's a marriage made in heaven.
Well, this one's really good for, we were calling it service management, but it's not just for service managers. It hits for those service coordinators that might be non-technical and needing to know how to organize and keep the cats in line in a different way. It's also for team leaders. So we've gotten quite a few of those sort of mid to larger sized MSPs that have jumped into these ones before, that service manager has gone and done it the first time, saw all this awesome value, and now they send their team leaders, whether they're established or new, to get exposed to some new ideas and different ways of thinking. And that's been really good feedback that I've been hearing.
Absolutely. So both of those courses are they're 4 sessions, an hour and a half long each. It's not a huge amount of time to take somebody out of the business. They run over 4, as I said, 4 different sessions, 4 different days. So it's a fantastic investment in the time for your staff, but not a whole day out of the business, which is nice.
Well, so those ones, especially if you're interested, project management, we've only got a week to go, so make sure you jump in, talk to your CAM, jump on the platform to get registered, and spots are going to run out pretty quick. So if you're interested, get on it. And service management, there's a few weeks, but it's been super popular when we've run it, so spots are going to be very limited. Again, jump in while you can. What else have we got on the course plate?
But then we've got a technical course coming up. We're running Introduction to Azure at the end of March. So that one will be great. We've actually got a Microsoft MVP who is running that course for us. So we've got somebody with a huge amount of knowledge who's going to walk us through Azure. It's called Introduction to Azure, but it actually goes a bit deeper than just introduction. So it's great for people who have started working with Azure but want a bit more deep dive so they can do some projects. Again, projects, so they can actually help their clients with a huge amount of knowledge coming from that one.
There's so much opportunity for Azure, and so few MSPs have skills around it. It's a good time to get ahead of the game and start to understand the technical capabilities and just get that sort of base fundamental practical knowledge as well. So this isn't just theory. Dalipa will do demos inside it and answer questions as we're going through. It's very interactive. So those people that are on that cusp of, like you said, they've done some projects or they're looking at doing some, this is a great place to start. It's probably not a place that you'd send your Azure experts to, hence the introduction to Azure. But whether it's that sort of junior tech or owner, or maybe even your senior engineer that hasn't worked in the Azure space yet, it's a great place to get started and have a look. So get in and register. These are paid for courses, high value, instructor-led, demo-driven. There's not a whole lot of people running these sort of things around the place. So great feedback and get in it.
Absolutely. So then for those who want to have a taste of our training, want to work with some of our subject matter experts, but they're not quite ready to perhaps sign up for the courses, we have our webinar series. And this month we've got a security focused webinar, but it's not your usual security focus. It's called Beyond the Tools. So we're going to talk about the operational side of security, and you've got your security stack, you've got all your tools and your very funky stuff that you've been sold. That's great. How's it being used? Is it being used the way it needs to be used? How are you working with your clients on it? All of these things, we're going to hopefully help you get the best out of the security stack you have.
It's an interesting conversation every time I have this with MSPs. They're typically in different stages, whether or not you're still trying to establish a security stack and price and package it. Those ones that are just starting to roll out and start to hit these problems with the operations, or the ones that are a bit more along the journey, they're still refining a lot of what they're doing and delivering. So it's a great conversation to jump in and listen to. It might spark a bit different thoughts, because most of what we're seeing out there is purely about the tools, or it's purely about the high level framework stuff. It's not necessarily that practical operational conversation that's what we live and breathe as MSPs.
Absolutely. And then we also have, so beyond all of these things, we've got our lunch and learns, which is super exciting. We had some in-person lunch and learn activities happen last year, and they're kicking off again. We get to travel the countryside. We've got 3 in New Zealand and 3 in Australia. And I believe, James, you will be hanging out and sharing some wisdom.
I'll be hitting the road again. It was really fun to go to the Pax8 road shows. When was that? September last year. Getting back on the road and get to see a lot of different partners. So if you're in one of those cities, we'll have the details in our little blurb on YouTube. Jump in and register. Come and say hello. I might have some sort of wisdom to share. Maybe not. We'll see. But at least we can have a good chat and have it over luncheons and food, and talk about what's going on in the industry, which is just a little bit going on into 2023.
So that's our March calendar. Lovely range of activities and content. And we'll be back to introduce April's calendar next, I guess.
It's going to be a busy month, and like you said, Maria, if you're interested in the courses, we'll have some links. But talk to your CAMs. If you're not a Pax8 partner yet, you can sign up. You don't need to transact any licenses, and you can engage in the courses. And don't forget, we have lots and lots and lots of free resources on our LMS for all partners. So we're doing more work around creating more learning journeys, but especially if you're interested around security or some of the typical operational mistakes people are making, we've got lots of free resources on the LMS that you can easily access for free, for no charge. So they're very valuable.
Yep, most certainly. Thank you.
Well, hopefully everyone gets some help this month, and we'll be back again and share probably a busier April as we keep ramping up. Hopefully this helps.